Over the last, say, 2.5, 3 years or so, I've lost about between 200 and 220 pounds. All through my childhood, everybody would say, oh, you're gonna be just like your Bam Bam, because I was the oldest, right? Oh, you're gonna be just like your Bam Bam, you're gonna be big just like your Bam Bam. So it becomes this thing like a predestiny. I'm gonna be just like him. That's how you get to be 400 pounds. You start identifying with big. That's who I am, just like my name is Josh.
I spent most of my adult life at 268 pounds and a size 24. And now I'm 140 pounds and a size 6. I was obese most of my life, and I didn't see a way out. I didn't think that there was a way out from where I was. I was stuck.
At 400 pounds, everything is harder. I was eating fast food normally 3 times a day. I think I figured it out one time, but it was up to, I guarantee you some days I was eating 10,000 calories, I guarantee it. I knew I had to do something. I knew if I didn't do something, I was gonna be dead. But if I had any control, the least little bit, I need to go after that, I need to chase it.
I remember when I was at the doctor's office, they weighed me, like you always do, and the scale didn't register a number, so they're like, we have to put you on our freight scale. And I remember stepping on this huge scale and saw the numbers pop up, 421. And at that point, I pretty much just gave up. For probably the next 6 months, I binged eat probably just about every day, and I'm pretty sure I got close to 500 pounds. At that time, at my super heaviest, my 8X shirts were starting to get tight.
For that first, say, 100 pounds this time, it was almost identical to what I'd always done. Sweat more, eat less. And because I want to get to a place on the scale. Then I got into running, and then all the while, it's all becoming more and more and more for me. Feeling better about me. Yeah, I lost some weight. I got married. I got a degree.
I started to feel massive pain everywhere in my body, all of my joints, muscles, everything in my body hurt, even my skin hurt. And one night I was lying in bed and still not feeling well, and my son, Michael, came in. He was 6 at the time, and I looked at him and I started thinking, my goodness, what if I'm not here for him and for my daughters, and my husband's gonna be the one to raise my kids. That's how poorly that I was feeling, and I was thinking, what if I'm not here for him? And he turned around and he looked at me, and I just looked at his face and his sweet face, and I just said, I can't leave this kid and my other children. And that's when I just prayed and I begged God to help me to heal my body that I'd abused with food. And I decided that it was enough and I had to make a change.
I got Charlie in 2009. Charlie was at his most active state as a puppy. He was the one that was really wanting to go on the walks and do that kind of stuff, and I really had no energy to do it. I wanted to do it. I knew that if I wanted to be the type of person that was being able to go on a hike with their dog and kayak with their dog, that I was going to have to lose the weight to be able to do those things. And he really seriously was my motivation for wanting to lose the weight.
Some of the changes I started making were things like, I would still go get my 2 breakfast sandwiches that I so loved, but I would grab a banana. And I think once you get that momentum going, then it starts like, what are the possibilities? Adding more nutrition in my diet instead of burgers. I started feeling better. Like, I feel super good.
Quality of life compared to 3 or 4 years ago is almost uncomparable. Whereas before, it was like, not only was I heavy physically, I was heavy emotionally as well. I'm passionate about sharing my story because I know change can be made. And if it can be made in one person, it can be made in an army of people.
I did not want to be the cause of my own demise. I didn't want, if I died, and for my kids a couple of years down the line to look back and say, my mom could have been here, but she was obese, she got sick, she didn't take care of herself, and now we don't have a mother. I mean, I know people say, well, anything can happen, you can die, and anything can. I can go outside and get hit by a bus. But I didn't want to be the cause of my own demise. I wanted to do my best to live as healthily and as long as I could and to be there for my kids and my family.
I feel like I am a walking miracle because when I was almost 500 pounds, I really didn't think that there was any way to change it. It was too big of a mountain in front of me. I didn't think that there was any way up it. So for me to sit here now, 180 something pounds and wearing like anywhere from a size 8 to a 12, like to me, that's a miracle. The one thing that I would want people to take away from my story, my transformation, my journey, is that what I thought was once an impossible task is now possible. And I want people to hang on to that, even if it's the smallest, tiny hope in the back of their mind that says, maybe if it's possible for her, it's possible for me.
5 years ago, Heather was putting my socks and shoes on. And last week we just climbed the highest mountain on the East Coast together. I really hope people can see that regardless of how deep the hole that they're in, or how impossible it seems to change, that change comes from a decision. And regardless of where they are, that change is out there for anyone.